want to go with that one. Welcome to Vida Gozo, first stream of the year, 2021. I feel better already. January 1st. Man, no Rose Parade. How sad is that? But we're going to do our best here, teaching you the basics of chords on the piano. Just some of the basics so that if you're making beats, if you're writing a song, one of your goals is to just simply be more creative. Maybe you have a piano, maybe you have a computer with a little keyboard connected to it. Eventually we'll probably do some chords on the guitar, because obviously that's a lot easier to carry. Most of us have a guitar, or a friend has a guitar. But if you have a piano, or if you would like to, as I said, just plug in a MIDI keyboard, which is the little tiny ones, into your computer, especially if you make beats, then this is for you. So welcome, by the way. Leave me a comment below. Let me know where you are watching me from on this New Year's Day. So make sure that you can hear this here. Make sure that you can hear that. Okay, good. So I think you can. So what I have here on the screen is a chord structure, chord progression, both in major and minor keys. And then I also have a piano down there that you can see, so you can see the blue notes there that I'm pressing on the piano. So this is for anyone who wants to make beats, anyone who wants to learn how to write a song, just the basics of piano. And I was listening to this guy that I really like. I forget his name now, but he has millions of views on his YouTube channel in terms of how to play the piano. And really, it's more about theory. So I really recommend that. I studied theory for 2 years in college, music and voice training and all that stuff. And so, but YouTube is a great place to go for school. And so he was talking about the best way to learn piano or theory is really to put it in a chord structure, because it's more memorable. So that's what we'll do. So on the screen you see D. Okay, so D, these are all triads. So you see there where it says on the top there of the note of the sticky note, major chords. 1, 4, 5, D, G, A. So this is a D chord on the piano. Let me actually put it as a regular triad. So what you'll see on the left here is 2 Ds. So this is C on the piano, and this is D. So you have, as you know, two black keys, and then two black keys, 3 black keys, 2, 3. That's how the piano is laid out, 2, 3, 2, 3. So the black keys are your guide. And so the note between the twos, this is D, that's C, D right there. So D, and then you have again another D. So you have basically on your left hand, just 2 Ds, octaves apart. So D, D. And then on your right hand, you're gonna have a D. So now I have 3 Ds, 1 D, 2 Ds, 3 Ds. And now the D triad is made up of 3 notes, D, F sharp, and A. So this is D, E, F, F sharp. That's how you count these. So every one of these is a half note. So D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp. So D, F sharp, and A is what makes up a D chord. So there it is. So that's what you see up there, major chord, the 1, 4, 5. I'll talk about those here in a second. But just right now, focus on the D. There it is, D. Now G. So here on the left hand, again, you have G right there. G again, so an octave apart on the left hand. I'm just playing octaves. And the G chord is made up of G on the right hand, B, move my mouse here, G, B, D. So that's a G chord right there. So again, on the left hand, 2 octaves on G, right hand, G, B, D. A major triad, triad meaning 3 notes, G, B, D. It's a G chord. So once again, D chord, D F sharp A, G chord, G octaves above, G, B, D. Once again, D, G, oops, sorry about that, G, B, D. Now A, And the left hand again is A and A. Right hand A, C sharp B. That's what makes up A chord. A, C sharp B. So there's your A chord. That's just an A chord. Back to G, G, B, D. Everything in chords is just triads, G, B, D. Now, someone might ask, well, how do you know which notes to play? So for that, you can just go to a website or a chord book and just simply memorize the notes: G, B, D, A, C sharp B, G, B, D, D, F sharp A. And that's basically the best place to start, is to start with your triads and memorizing what chords are in a major chord, or what notes. So again, on the right hand, D is made up of D, F sharp A. G is made up of G, that's F, G, B, D. How do I know that? You memorize that. You go to a book, a website, and you just type in how to play a G chord on the piano, and you will see that it says G, B, D. So that's G, B, D. So here on the left hand, you're going to have 2 octaves apart, G, and then A is made up of A, C sharp B. How do I know that? I've memorized it. A, C sharp B. And how do I know we're on the piano? As I said, you know that's C sharp, A, C sharp B. So once again, D, G, A, back to D. Okay, so now what do we do with that? Obviously, that's pretty boring, right? I mean, you can't exactly do much with that. But what I would do is what I've said in other streams, is I would start playing just with the chord and arpeggiate it. Arpeggiate means you go one at a time, like this. Now I'm just using, if you can see there, just the notes on that triad, on that chord. But I'm just kind of playing around with them like this. See, I'm just playing off of those same notes, not using anything else. Now, if I wanted to be a little more creative, I would then maybe throw that E in there. So I would go. And then that B. Now, how do you know what to play? You use your ear. Now, let's say if I go to this, watch this, to this D sharp. That doesn't sound right, huh? I mean, it might in maybe Arabic music. So if you're doing that, that might sound fine. But as far as the major triads, that E natural sounds the best. Now, if I do, let's say this, doesn't sound as good, right? That G sharp there. So that's why you use your ear. And I make a ton of mistakes to this day. I've been playing piano forever, but I make, for all the mistakes I make, sometimes great things come out of it. So now what I just did there, I just went, instead of doing octaves on the left hand, D and D, I went D, F sharp on the left hand. Now I'm going to go to the G chord now again. So G, G, B, D, right? G, B, D right there, or I can go up here. Oops, sorry. Right there. G, B, D. And I'm just playing off the chord again. G, B, D, and I'm just going G, C. Back to D. See, I'm just playing off the 2 chords. I mean, this is how most people write their songs, you know. Taylor Swift, I mean, I know she writes most of her songs in the key of D, G, and A. You can write 2 albums in 2021, just off these 2 chords. Now let's go to the A now. Okay, here we go. Oops, sorry. A, C sharp, B. Now that F, what I played there by mistake, doesn't sound right. Listen to this. See, it doesn't sound right at all. So you know that it's E. And plus you've memorized A, C sharp, B. Back to D. Now that's a slow kind of pattern that I'm playing. I can do it more like... I can do it even faster. So you can do it just like that. I mean, you can do any tempo, obviously. D again, G, G, B, D, and then A, C sharp, B. Okay, so that's the major chord. Try it in the key of D. And you can play it in C, you can play it in A, in any sort of chord, or key, I guess. And then you go from there, but this is D. My favorite key for a lot of people. Now let's go to the minor chords, a natural minor chord progression, D minor, B flat, F, and A minor 7. May seem daunting to you, but it's not that daunting. So D again, we know from our previous lesson, is D in the left hand. Now, what makes a minor a minor? First, as you know, it sounds different. So here's a major D, D major, the one on top. Now, the main thing that changes the chords on a triad is the middle one, the third. So if you bring that minor, that third to a minor third, meaning a half step below, watch this, to that F, there's your trap sound. That's a D minor chord. See, that's a D minor. Now if you want to add a 7, you add that C. But we won't get into the 7s at this point. D minor, just D minor. D, F, natural. D, F sharp is your D major chord. D minor is just an F natural, a half step below. This is the third of the chord. This is the F sharp. It's a minor third. It means it's one half step below. Now B flat, there's your B flat right there, right? Up here, the left hand, you see that. B flat. Now a B flat is made up of B flat, D, and F. There it is. There's your B flat note or chord. If it was a minor, it would be, again, the middle one. Here's B flat. If I was to make that a minor, I would go like this. To that B flat, I mean to that D flat per se, or the C sharp. We would call it D flat though. This is D, D flat, B, flat, minor, but we're doing B flat major. So again, D minor, once again, we're gonna go here, oops, B, D minor. There it is. One more time. D minor. Just do a D minor and a quarter pulse and B flat. Again, B flat, D, F. And I'm adding that 7 there, but let's just do it. It's a regular B flat. But with the 7 sounds nice. We'll get into the 7s here later. Basically, you just add one more after this one. You add one more after that makes it the 7th. This is a 1, 3, 5, 7, and then the 9 would be here. But anyway, just here, B flat. So again, D minor. Very good for trap, lo-fi, chill hop. You make mistakes, you just keep going, you keep learning. Okay, D minor, B flat. And now the F, and let's go to the F, A minor 7, as you see there on the screen. So F, F major. So there's your left hand F. On the right hand, F, A, C is what makes an F major. How do you know that? You memorize it, you look up a piano chord book, or you go by thirds, 1, 3, 5. By the intervals, they call them 1, 3, 5, F, A, C. There it is. And then what's an A minor 7 now? Now let's get into a little bit of the 7. Here's A on the left, right? Left hand, A minor, or just A. And A minor is made up of A, C, E. Right? If it was A natural or A major, it would be A, C sharp E. But we're doing A minor, so it's A, C, E. Now what makes it a 7? Well, it means that you're going to add 1, 3, 5, and then you add that 7 up there, which is basically a G. That makes it a 7. So a 7 is whatever note you're in, let's say, or chord A, and you play the 7 is basically, if it's A, you're going to play the G, just one below it, like one whole note below it. I'm playing it up top here. See that G up there? So again, F is F, A, C. That's it, F major. And then A minor 7 is A, C, E, and then the 7 is the G up there. A, C, E, G. So how do I play these? Let's do the F, and let's do some little patterns to it. Okay, so here we go, F, here we go. So I got to change that to the A, C, E, 7. So one more time, just this microphone's getting in the way here. Let's see, one more time. One more time. There it is. F. A, C, E. F, F, A minor. Sounds like Coldplay. Coldplay uses a lot of these chord progressions. A minor 7 right there. So back to the D minor. Let's do the whole thing this time. D minor. B flat, F, F, A minor 7, D minor, D minor, B flat, sorry about that, D minor, B flat, F, A minor 7, D minor again, B flat, F, F, A, C, A minor 7, those little things I'm adding, I'm just adding notes within the chords, within the same chord structure, within the same note even. Same chord, not note. B flat, B B flat, yeah, B flat, D, F. F here, A minor, D minor, B flat, F, A minor, back to the D minor. So let's go over this again. Summarize or review. D, top, the major chord. D, major. D, F sharp A. G, G, B, D. A, C sharp E. Back to D, D, F sharp A. D, G, G, B, D, and then to the A, H, C sharp E. This should be, yeah, but there. D, F sharp A. Okay, so that is basically the first lesson, and you could probably spend a, sorry, I was so close to the microphone there. Probably breathing and chewing and everything, ASMRing. But you could probably do that lesson for a couple of, at least maybe 4 weeks to 6 weeks. Just that basic lesson that I just showed you. Just this D, F sharp A. And then D minor, D, F sharp, D, F natural, A. For the bottom part, the D minor part. And then go from there until you figure out, until you get some movement on your hands. Stretch your hands. Make sure that you stretch your hands every time you play. Your hands do take a beating when you're playing these chords, especially up here. Got to relax your hands. Use good posture. Relax your hands. Keep your hands straight like this. Your arm. Make sure that it's not down like this, but it's straight. Your forearm. And as my teacher, my piano teacher always said, is the weight of your hand is plenty of pressure. You don't have to press down. You just let the hand itself fall on the piano, and you should be fine. That's a tough lesson to learn, at least for me. But I practice that, and I practice the piano basically every day. I make all kinds of mistakes all the time, but I just keep going. And I don't let the mistakes stop me from playing or practicing or improving. That's what we're all doing here, right? Improving. Every day we improve. And maybe this is really basic for you, or maybe this is super advanced. Leave me a comment below. What level are you at? What would you like to learn? Do you even have a piano? I have a MIDI keyboard. I have a piano. I don't have a grand piano or anything. But at church, of course, I have a grand piano. You don't have to have any of that. Obviously, most of us don't have the space or the cash to go buy a grand piano for your house, your apartment, your room. But you can use a MIDI keyboard, a 25 key, or maybe a 49. If you're going to get one, I would recommend a 49 key MIDI keyboard and plug it into your computer. Use GarageBand, and you're good to go. GarageBand is free. And on PC, you can use Audacity, I think, or you can just look up any sort of, what do they have on, I don't know, GarageBand isn't for PCs, but look up free piano program for PC. Download that for free, and as long as you get a piano sound, you can plug in your headphones or speakers to your computer, or just use your laptop speakers, and you're ready to go. And then you can learn the basics of getting your hands moving. And then eventually it would be great to have like a competition, or you send me your chords or your song. Really what I want to do, more than just teach you chords, is teach you how to write songs, how to sing, how to actually make up a whole song and compose music. That really is my passion, is music making, production of music. And so whether that is writing a song that you're going to sing or somebody else is going to sing, or it's beat making on Pro Tools or on FL or whatever, DAW, or if you want to be a singer-songwriter, you already know a few chords on the guitar, and you want me to teach you chords on the guitar, then leave me a comment. I can do that as well. I could teach you the basics of, I would say, 4 things: drums, bass, 5 things: drums, bass, guitar, piano, and vocals. I would say out of everything I love teaching, I would say I love teaching voice first, then piano, then drums, then bass, and then guitar last. And so, but I love them all. And so I can teach you any of the instruments that you need for your own growth, your own songwriting journey, and as well as singing. If you've always wanted to become a better singer, a better vocalist, and learn the basics of breathing and intonation and pitch and all the rest, then I would love to share those things with you and do it together. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what it is that you would like to learn this new year. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time.